All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy For9, and in this video, we're going to talk about Gervonta Tank Davis, Devin Haney getting a big warning from what may be the best fighter in that division or a division around him, Shakur Stevenson out of Newark, New Jersey. Let's talk about that in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy For9, and in this video, we're going to be in the 135, 130-pound division, talking about several of the best fighters in boxing, but specifically Shakur Stevenson, Gervonta Davis, and Devin Haney. Shakur Stevenson has said, look, all y'all up there at 135, get ready because I'm going to be there very soon. And obviously, that's very, very obvious because what Bob Arum wants him to do as well. But before I get into that, let me welcome you back to the channel. If you're a longtime subscriber and supporter, thank you so much for your support. If you are new to the channel, please accept my invitation to hit that subscribe button, hit that bell icon so you can be notified of when we release more videos. Your support will be greatly appreciated. And we always have really good, fun boxing conversations. Also, by the way, and you will hear this in my voice. I've got chipmunk cheeks because I just got some work done to my teeth, but I'm making these videos. We're going to push through. Also, for supporters, just so that you know, there's a new way to support the channel. It's down. It's called Super Thanks. You can look at it below. Great way to support the channel. So let's get into this discussion in something that I'm really hoping comes to fruition very, very fast, and that is Shakur Stevenson says that he is moving up to the lightweight division. And when he gets to the lightweight division, I'm telling you, all bets are off. All bets are off. That his next fight, however, is a fight with Robinson Conceição. And that is going to be for his, I do believe it is on, I think it's September 23rd. So it's coming up in a couple weeks. So you're going to start hearing more and more about Shakur. One of these fights that, was a really good fight. Not a lot of people are going to talk about because Shakur is really not getting a lot of promotion, right? But Robinson Conceição was a guy, a Dominican fighter who I do believe he's Dominican. If he's not, please forgive me. But a guy that I believe and many people believe beat Oscar Valdez in that fight, which beforehand Oscar Valdez had tested positive for a performance-enhancing drug. Robinson Conceição fights him. I think Robinson Conceição beats him easily the first half of the fight. But after that, Oscar Valdez starts coming on, and he winds up winning the fight. But a lot of very, very reasonable people could think that Robinson Conceição beat Oscar Valdez. Oscar Valdez next fight, he pretty much gets put in a situation where he has to fight Shakur Stevenson. I don't think he really wanted to. Shakur Stevenson dominates him. So boom, now we're in into that matchup. Now Shakur, for his part, had said that he wanted to unify or become undisputed at 130 pounds. That was a goal for him. But Bob Arum has made very, very clear that that is not going to be the kid, that more than likely is not going to work because the people that have the belts, nobody's heard of, and the fights are not going to make a lot of money, right? So take, for example, the guy that holds the WBA title. And that is another Dominican, I guess, is it Garcia? Hector Garcia, I think maybe his name. Please forgive me if I get that wrong. But out of the Dominican Republic, who beat Gutierrez. He also, before that, slept on a guy that slept on him in Chris Colbert, beat Chris Colbert. So now he's the WBA super champion. There's also like another British fighter. Can't remember what his name is, but it's a UK fighter with Eddie Hearn that is the IBF champion, I do believe. And then you have Shakur, who's the WBA and the WBC. But so Shakur says, look, I'm moving up to 135 pounds. Y'all get ready for me. And that's where he needs to be. Shakur does not need to mess around trying to get undisputed at 130 pounds. That is almost like an ego thing. in that particular weight class, yes, you would be an undisputed champion. Yes, that would be. But that, as Devin Haney is showing, that is not your ticket to superstardom. Your ticket to the big stardom that you want and the appreciation is to go up to that to 135 pounds and knock off all those top-ranked fighters that he very well could knock off. You have Vasily Lomachenko in there. You got Devin Haney in there. You got Devin Haney, who's about to go up to 140 more than likely. But if he doesn't and he stays there, that Shakur Stevenson fight is a very real fight. Lomachenko more than likely is going to be the guy that fights Devin Haney next after he gets done with George Kambosos, and what I think is, and most people think is a mismatch. So it's either Shakur can be in line for an undisputed championship with either Devin Haney or Vasily Lomachenko very, very quickly. And if Shakur is able to pull that off, then you have what I believe to be a gigantic fight. But and here's the thing. Shakur Stevenson is not going to go anywhere from 135. He will be in 135 for a while. He's not a big guy. He is bigger than Gervonta Davis, but he's not as big as Devin Haney. He's also not as old as Vasily Lomachenko. He's the same age as Gervonta Davis, and there's going to be nothing but conversations about him fighting Gervonta Davis. And even if it takes a while to make that fight happen, which I do believe it would take a while to make that fight happen, it's just going to make Shakur Stevenson's name bigger because Gervonta Davis is fighting in the same weight class over a prolonged amount of time. Similar to the way, that Terrence Crawford name is a lot more talked about fighter than he was at 140, and definitely more than he was at 135. Because of the presence of Errol Spence Jr. at 147. So all of that speaks very, very well. It would serve, in my opinion, Shakur very, very well being at 135 and not being at 130 pounds, where, again, not a lot of those guys are known by very many people at all. It's not a marquee marquee weight class. So then you add to it the fact that Shakur Stevenson really can put on some shows, and he is, without a doubt, everybody that I talk to about who the best guy is in those weight classes immediately go to Shakur Stevenson. Some people say, well, they go to Shakur Stevenson, they go to Gervonta Davis, and obviously people bring up the undisputed champion, Devin Haney, right? Devin Haney is a very, very skilled fighter, doesn't have the most punching power in the world. And some people, not me, some people question his chin. I do question his power, though, because I think that's only fair. The type of guys that he's been in the ring with, they went the distance with him, it doesn't speak volumes about his punching power. As far as his chin, I can't speak on that. Now Gervonta is diminutive. Right, that's the problem. And anybody want to say what they want to say about Gervonta. The only problem with Gervonta Davis has in a boxing ring is that he's short. And he's fighting at 135, and he's significantly shorter than a lot of the guys in that weight class, and definitely shorter than guys at 135. Shakur Stevenson does not necessarily face that problem as far as being a little bit bigger. He doesn't necessarily have the problem that Devin has, in that he does have pop in his punches. And he also is able to walk people down. He will walk you down, and he will fight on the back foot. So, and he'll walk you down in a way that's different than kind of how Gervonta does it, where Gervonta's walking you down behind a high guard. Shakur Stevenson will keep that spacing, walk you down, and still be very, very defensive, responsible, and be able to block and parry and pull back slightly. Just an all-around excellent fighter that I wouldn't doubt can beat anybody in that division. And provided his strength and stuff holds out, he may be able to beat anybody at 140. He's really, really like that. So good news that he's going to be moving up to 135 sooner than later. Much sooner than later. I hope he does it after his next fight and gets in that mix, because that's a special fighter, and definitely want to be able to talk about him more on the channel. Anyway, that's my take on the matter. You let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Peace.